This week is going to be a very important one in Congress as the U.S. House of Representatives is going to be taking up legislation to lift a partial government shutdown. They're expected to have a final vote sometime tomorrow. And today is, of course, the third consecutive day that the government has been shut down, and funding for the Department of Homeland Security is right at the center of this budget battle. Well, joining me now is Washington Stand reporter Casey Harper, who has been following this and other stories. Casey, let's start off with this one. Can you walk us through the latest?
Sure, Jody. It's deja vu all over again with another government shutdown. No offense to your former job, but I think the level of chaos coming out of Capitol Hill now is kind of hard to believe, especially after last week Democrats derailed a deal that would have kept the government running. Now about 78% of the government is shut down. That includes funding for the Pentagon, Department of Transportation, and many other agencies, which expired over the weekend. Now, on Friday, the Senate did overwhelmingly approve a bipartisan measure to end the funding gap and provide a window for debating federal immigration strategies, the ICE measures, which are really at the heart of the Democrat opposition. Now, House GOP leadership is now moving quickly after they're the ones who passed the original funding bill that would have got this through in time. Now they're thinking they can get a vote as early as tomorrow. Here's what House Speaker Mike Johnson had to say yesterday on Fox News Sunday.
We'll have a lot of conversations to have with individual Republican members over the next 24 hours or so. We'll get all this done by Tuesday. I think there's some healthy conversations in good faith that'll be had over the next couple of days, and I look forward to that.
And I think Senator Kennedy was right. We're already seeing House Democrats and Republicans raising objections to that deal, Jody.
Deja vu all over again, as you said. Well said. All right, Casey, if I can shift with you real quickly to Minnesota. As I understand, there's been a couple of more arrests in connection with the church invasion by anti-ICE protesters. What's happening there right now?
Sure. This church invasion has become really the center of the hurricane that's going on in Minneapolis. So Attorney General Pam Bondi said that 2 more arrests were made. She promised to crack down on this group who disrupted the worship service. If you've seen the video, it's a very large group, and they're making these arrests one at a time. And Bondi wrote on X, quote, "If you riot at a place of worship, we will find you." So a big threat from the top law enforcement official, the DOJ. Now, these arrests come after, of course, CNN anchor Don Lemon was arrested over the weekend. That got a lot of headlines. And here's what Deputy Attorney General Todd Blanche had to say yesterday on ABC's This Week program.
Nobody in this country should feel comfortable storming into a church while it's ongoing and disrupting that church service and thinking that we're just going to stand by and let that happen, because there is a statute that does not allow that to happen. It doesn't matter if you happen to be a former CNN journalist. It doesn't matter if you're a rioter. It doesn't matter if you think you're peacefully protesting. You are not allowed to do that.
That message is what we've been seeing and hearing consistently from the Trump administration. They're saying that anyone who went into that church will be held accountable, Jody.
Wow. Exclamation point to all of that. Casey, real quickly, one other story. I opened with this a few moments ago, but there's a huge victory for a detransitioner who is just awarded $2 million in a malpractice case. That's pretty big news. What's happening there?
Sure, it's kind of a story you couldn't even imagine reporting on just maybe a decade ago. But this woman who had her breast tragically removed at 16 years old, so a minor, as part of her transitioning, has been awarded $2 million. Now, this is the first successful lawsuit of malpractice on a transgender case like this. And both a psychologist and a surgeon were found liable by a jury in Westchester, New York, of course, a blue state. So this is a victory that not only discourages doctors in the future from working on these transitions, but it also sends a message that the more dozens of other lawsuits that are very similar to this one have a chance of raking in millions of dollars as well, Jody.
Wow. Casey, as always, I want to thank you for getting us kicked off with the bird's eye view of the news. Thank you very much. We appreciate it.